It's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know, I am Junes, the original, by blood, not by converge. You know I'm out here to splurge with the what? With the word. Want to give all praise and glory to the Father, for He is worthy to be praised, for another opportunity for us to get right. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Want to give all shout outs to all those that's been tuning in and supporting. Let me turn this recording on. Hold on. Yeah. So, like I said, I want to give all shout outs to every single person that's been tuning in, supporting, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble. You know, I'm on everything, man. And, you know, the numbers is always increasing. The feedback is always positive. You know, even the critiques, you know what I'm saying? We want it all. You feel me? And our job is to get to perfection. So this podcast can be the outlet or something for the people to tune into and gain some, you know, spiritual wisdom, you know, black on black understanding, black on black love. You know how we do, you know how I do, and you know who I am. Yeah. So, you know, with that out the way, you know what I'm saying? I had a wonderful Samba. For those that be missing out, every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I bring forth biblical studies, understanding, true spiritual understanding, none of that fugazi, faithful talk that got you guys in a state of confusion that's at the end of the day leading us astray, right? But today, you know, today's the day I talk about, you know, the hood news, the hood politics, things that's going on within the black community, black society, all across the world, you know. And yeah, we're gonna have a good one today. You know, I gotta give you guys the hood temperature. You know, it's kinda windy, kinda breezy, still grimy, still shady. You know what I'm saying? Still a lot of hate running around. Hopefully, you know, if it be the Father's will, we can fix that and come to a level of understanding and realization that we are all we got. And also want to talk about, you know, certain things that took place. Two elderly people was viciously attacked by dogs and lost their lives. And, you know, it's always a reminder. You know, I always tell you guys how easily people are dying out here, and how it's very important that we get our, how should I say this, our things in order, our lives, the way that we live, the way that we eat, the way that we check, everything about us has to change. We have to make the change. That's what repentance is for. That's why it's repent or die. It's either you change or you're going to die. You feel me? And you could take it in a biblical sense. You could take it in a physical sense. You could take it in a spiritual sense, physical sense. But the morality of it all, if we don't change as a whole, we're going to die. Which leads to today's topic and discussion on today's broadcast. Will the black man ever rise? Yes, I said it. Will the black man ever rise? Will we ever say to ourselves that I'm tired of seeing my brothers and sisters dying? I'm tired of beefing with my loved ones, with the same people that's in these same circumstances. You see, the factory did a wonderful job putting us in a level of division and confusion amongst each other while they sit back and collect, because you know they make a killing off our demise, all right? They make a killing off our struggle. And they also put individuals aside to be the cleanup men, to be the saviors. This is what they do. This is what the factory has done. So the factory has created us to become animals, savages, murderers, drug dealers, boosters, killers, pimps, hoes, whatever byword you could imagine. These factories, or should I say the factory, has given us those titles, and we have embraced it and have said things like, this is our culture. This is not our culture. This is our genocide when we embrace these foolish things, when we associate ourselves with these titles and names and think that having this gives you a level of respect, glorification, honorable, and there's nothing honorable behind these titles. The honorable thing to have is, this man was a great father, was a loyal husband, was a renowned friend, a great son, a great brother, a great sister. These are the things that need to be associated with us, because through this energy and through the things that we do, it's going to shed a light for the new generation that's coming up. You understand? The new generation needs proper guidance. The new generation needs us, the ones that's alive and see the craziness that's going on, needs the wisdom to make sure that they're not affected by the factory, because the factory has infected us, and it has infected us so bad that we view each other as enemies and not brothers and sisters. We have forgotten the war. We have forgotten the fight. We have forgotten that me and you are in these circumstances together. Once upon a time, we was taken off the land, put on in ships with shackles around our necks and feet, okay? And was taken off, put on auction blocks, and family members were shipped all across the world for little piece of land, little piece of jewelry, name change, none of that. So a lot of us are related by blood. Yes, we all know the biblical conversation, but that's not what it is right now. We are all related. But the factory has made our relationship past tense. The factory has made brothers get inside of a studio and make music to talk about the destruction and the demise within a community, within friends, family, ops, whatever you want to call it. This is what the factory has created. And the factory is producing nothing but toxic, evil, satanic, demon children and humans, and is destroying the community. Yes, the community is being destroyed by this madness. And until we start realizing that we are the destruction beings within our community, until we realize that, we're gonna continue suffering. And that's why I have to ask that question. Can the black man rise? Can we rise and be triumph out of all of these obstacles that's placed before us? Can we look at each other and say that this is my brother, this is my sister, I love you, I shall protect you, I'm with you, we are in this together? Can we do that? If so, what shall be done? What can we do to ensure that this mentality remains and that be a priority? I'm gonna tell you. See, in order for us to rise back to our positions, we must first seek our culture, and not the culture that was given to us by the slave master, not the culture that you guys retrieve and you celebrate comes Labor Day, not that culture. I'm talking about the culture of who we are when we was in Africa, right? The first thing we have to do in order to rise and get to the next level is we have to denounce all European teachings and understandings, perspectives, whatever. These people are detrimental to our upbringing. Once we started following them, wanted to chase them, wanted to be like them, wanted to do whatever it takes just to be able to drive their cars and go into their restaurants and be around their women. The minute we started doing these things was the day that our community was going straight to hell. When you ask drug dealers, why was you selling drugs? They say, I had to take care of my moms. I had to take care of my family. And then after they made it, they was like, man, listen, I wanted the nice cars. I wanted the beautiful homes. I wanted to see the beautiful women. I wanted to do et cetera, et cetera. You understand? See, when I made the video, the last podcast where you guys could tune in, titled The Black Man Being Compromised, the compromisation came when we started evaluating money over each other. When we started believing that the money overrides everything else in life. And let me tell you a story. Shout out to the sister, right? So I had a sister, I was giving her a lift, and she was just basically giving me a 411 about, her circumstances, being in a corporation, working at a job for a long period of time, not feeling well, wishing to, demanding or begging, should I say, for time off. Wouldn't give her time off. She ends up having a stroke, and after that, within 5 years, they let her go. And I asked her, I said, would you be willing to give up any bit of money just to be able to do the things that you used to do, just to be normal again? Her reply was absolutely. And I told her, see, that right there is the clear indication that money was never important. Money was something that was forced upon you, that made you believe that if you didn't have it, you was a nobody. But like my son Biggie said, more money equals more problems. The more money you make as a black man, the more problems you have to deal with. You understand? That's just how it goes. It would never change. But for us as people, in order for us to uplift and rise, we must denounce the European mentality. See, the European mentality is about conflict. It's about destruction. It's about conquer. It's about murder. It's about all things negative. This is no disrespect. You can look up history and you can see it for yourself. This is what they're about. Alexander the Geek, you know what I'm saying? The Grecians, the Romans, Constantine, the list goes on. Where these individuals needed bloodshed. They caused bloodshed in order for them to rule in power. You would never find a story of African people, black people, going into any land to take over, to conquer. You would never find that. Never. So until we get back to that mentality and denounce the foolishness, you got to denounce that. That factory's turning us into beings that we was never designed to be. That's what the factory is doing. The factory must be taken down. Facts. This factory must come down. If the factory stands, we won't rise. How do you take down the factory? Easy. Take your talents to South Beach. Take your talents and your hard-earned money and keep it amongst each other. The Black Wall Street can be created. It can be done secretly as well. These people don't need to know what you're doing. I guess this is why they want to do the digital currency, right? Because when you do digital currency, they know what you're buying. You feel me? But again, the detachment from all European perspectives, their teaching, their customs, their ways, their eating habits, everything that they like, you must separate yourself from it. separate yourself. We need, as black people, we need a massive spiritual, physical, mental detoxification from it all. Everything that been exposed to black people for the last 400 plus years has been toxic, has been gruesome, vicious upon black people. And until we need a detox, this factory has created cancerous individuals that are a cancer to the community, that are cancers to a household, that are cancers to a relationship, that are cancer to anything or anyone that means good. These factories have created these cancers. And you already know taking chemo is not good for us. The chemo is the television. You know, you exposed to all that radiation to the television. This is metaphorical talk I'm giving to you right here. We try to shun these situations and these problems that we evidently can see. We can see right before us. We try to shun it by entertainment, by being entertained, by going out to eat and chill, have a good time. You know, meeting women, meeting men, partying, drinking, smoking, making love, doing the whole shebang. We try to, run from the issues by doing these things. That's the chemo. And after a while, chemo kills. So when you keep doing that, you're going to end up dead and gone. Okay? Are we living to die? Or are we dying to live? Which one is it? That's $1 million question that brothers and sisters need to sit there and meditate on and ask yourself these questions. That's the only thing that matters. We as black people that was taken from a land, when we came here, we had one mission. Even our prayers was what? Let my people go. We still in captivity. Don't think because you're driving a nice car and you're living in a big old mansion, you are free. No, you're not. Jay-Z's not free. Jay-Z's not a billionaire. They tell you he is, but he's not. Because anybody that's a billionaire, you could take your money and do whatever you want to do with it, right? If I was a billionaire, I would try to own things within my so-called community. I won't wait to do business or have a share in stock or a share in a business where, every other person, especially individuals that's not part of our heritage, not part of our nation, not part of nothing pertaining to us, have share in stocks in it. You feel me? So when I hear people say, oh man, these people are making money, these dudes ain't got nothing. Because the minute they take their money out to help black people and uplift and fix the community, their property will be seized, their accounts will be froze. You seen what they did to Kanye? They don't physically lynch you no more, people. You get financially lynched. Or you got credit cards and debit cards and all that. They can make a phone call and have your joint inactive, deactivated in a snap of a finger. You guys know I'm telling you the truth. This is why they need things to go digital. But that's another topic in itself. You guys are not ready for this. You guys are not ready for this information. It might just scare you. It scares me. But I gotta keep fighting. I gotta keep pushing. Because at the end of the day, the objective for me and to this podcast is to make sure that my people, my black and brown people, know that the light shines bright. But you gotta walk through that dark tunnel. And we're walking through that dark tunnel, but it seems like we want to remain here. It seems like we have given up seeking what our forefathers was desiring. The desirement was to be set free, was to be left alone. That's why you see the Black Wall Street. They was busting their behinds. We're gonna work 10 times harder so we can have enough assets to set our people free. We was gonna make enough money to buy our freedom, but you seen what they've done. You seen what they've done. That's what the factory did. The factory said, nah. He dropped the bomb on me. And you guys don't even know. Some of y'all don't even know that the Gap Band, that song was literally talking about the Black Wall Street. Facts. But in order for us as a people, as a nation, to rise up, we have to denounce all association and affiliation with anything European. We have to re-educate our children. We have to re-educate ourselves. We have to rip up all the scrapbooks, all the philosophies and perspectives and ideas and goals and quotes and things to follow for healthy relationships. Anything coming from Europeans, we have to throw it out. Throw it out. And brothers that's bringing forth teachings, if they're getting their teachings and understanding from researchers that are Europeans, you got to throw it out. Massive detox. A massive worldwide detoxification for the black man must happen in order for us to get back on top. Massive detoxification. We need a detox from music. We need a detox from the schools. We need a detox from them churches. You're not supposed to even be in there. Get out all them churches. That's a dub, but that's another topic in itself. We need a detox from these educations. We need to detox from being criminals. You need to detox from these prisons. Even for those that's in prison right now, you got to mentally take yourself out of that. Physically, you in jail, but mentally, you have to take yourself out of that. And that's not for you. That's for all of the brothers, all of the sisters. I don't care if you're doing life. You have to mentally check out. This is the only way we as colored people should get on top. This is the only way. We need to provide support for those incarcerated. So when they come home to a situation. Not come home to nothing and then out of the natural humanistic survival instincts, you're gonna revert back to doing what you had to do to survive. And sometimes it is robbing and stealing. This is what the factory has done. But we, as a group of people, knowing that brothers and sisters is coming home, we gotta put them in a proper perspective so they never gotta go back to the factory's main enterprise, which is what? The drugs and the prison complex and the schools. You gotta add the schools, okay? These three things are the factory's best creations. Massive investments go into these three things I just mentioned. And you seeing the labor and the fruits it has produced. Massive. We need to start doing things like when we walking amongst each other, we're not asking you to have a conversation, but just acknowledge a brother. Say, peace, my brother. Peace, my sister. Have a good day at work. Isn't it a great day to feel alive? These are the things that needs to be happening. That needs to be happening, I should say. We need to start holding ourselves accountable. We need to start G-checking individuals that's wilding. We need to start doing that. We need to start letting people know that if you kill somebody, you need to be exterminated. That's just how it goes. We're not doing like how these people do it in Chicago, or this person kill them and then the next person. We're not doing that. The person, whoever did the crime has to do the time. And sometimes they have to lose their mind. It has to be that way. Why? Because we need to set up a foundation and let the world know, let our people know that everybody will be checked and held accountable for any level of wickedness that be done. You rob from me, you must pay me back with interest. You touch my child, you should get a private part chopped off, burnt, something. Like we have to go back to these gruesome ways. Denounce and take away all this European nonsense, because you know this is what they like to do. This is what they doing. You know that. This is what they doing. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. This is what they doing. They touching all night. They don't feel alright. You know? But we gotta do that. We gotta then be the teachers for these children. All parents, all human beings, all adults need to step up to the plate. When these children go into the store and buy something, say, yo man, you want this? You know how much this costs? Yeah, $5. How much you got? I got $5, and this is $5. So if it's $5 and you give me $5, how much you getting back? Nothing. If this is $2 and you give me a $5, how much you getting back? Like, we gotta go back to the essence, to the basics. We gotta start taking our money, our hard-earned money, and stop buying foolishness. Stop buying European clothes. Stop buying European cars. Stop buying European food. Stop buying anything that's European. I made a live one day, and I had to, give a call out. Like, I'm calling all brothers. This is a curtain call. I'm calling all brothers that's in tech, that know tech. Like, you guys should be having or should be creating apps, social media apps for brothers and sisters to get on and be a part of some colored stuff. Yeah. And to be honest, should have nothing European. Oh, that sounds racist. It's not racist. To be racist is whatever I'm saying can affect an opposite race. What I'm saying is not going to affect nobody. It's not going to affect nobody. It's the only thing it's going to do is fix the same exact people that's been taken advantage of. Because at the end of the day, I'm tired of seeing my people being taken advantage of. I'm tired of being taken advantage of. So of course the things that I'm bringing out is always gonna be solutions. And it's like, what else do we got to lose? We tried everything. We did interracial marriage. We did children in the same school. We did restaurants. We did everything. And it looks like the only people that have been prosperous through this so-called integration has been them. Meanwhile, my community is literally being taken or being conquered right before my eyes. Right before my eyes. And nobody's not saying nothing. Nobody's not looking and saying, wait, hold on. This don't make sense. This ain't right. What's going on here? We need to correct this. Nobody. Because we so tied up in chasing the bag. We're forgetting that our community is being swept right from under us. I'm seeing Europeans running up and down my neighborhood with muumuus on, with poom shorts and all that. I done seen a whole queer walk down. Son had a bed, son had a whole dress on. In my community. This is what's going on. A massive detoxification needs to take place worldwide. Worldwide. Maybe they need to pull us in the wilderness like they did, like Moses did in the scriptures when we fled Egypt. We was in the wilderness for 40 years. Maybe, look, even the Father knew we need a level of detoxification in order for us to even retrieve the Holy Land. Like this is how bad we have gotten. And I don't even think 40 years is enough. We might need a whole nother 400 years. Just might, I don't know. I'm just watching from the outside looking in. And I remember when I was in the inside looking out. So I know what my brothers and sisters is going to. I know the fear. I know it's like, yo, man, it sounds good, but we in a war zone, man. I know. I was there. I was a part of it. But it comes a time where we have to say enough is enough. We have to stop pointing the fingers at each other and start pointing the fingers at the factory. The factories was causing black misery. It's the factory. It's not Ray Ray. It's not Keyshawn. It's the factory. Okay? The factory is what's causing this heinous, crazy creation of the new age black man. The factory. I was watching something yesterday on YouTube. Listen, man. Children 15 years old, 13, 14 years old, beefing with each other on these lives. And I'm just so disappointed in New York because New York was the trendsetters. Now we out here following. I'm seeing these dudes, these young little boys out in the Bronx imitating what they see in Chicago, thinking that that's cool. That's not us. That's corny. Like even the whole drill scene, that joint is corny. Ain't no real dude is rapping like that. No disrespect to what's over there, but that's not our flavor. We had flavor, we had class, we had, swag. We had the B-boy dance and the B-boy stance. We did what we did. You know what I'm saying? And now that music is where it's gotten. Hey, listen, detoxification. These dudes have destroyed the very thing we've created. Can you imagine 50-year anniversary of hip hop and look what it has produced? Hip hop music alone has created more black genocide than any music genre in the history of humanity. Hip hop, a format or a platform or art, I should say, where brothers and sisters was able to express themselves, to talk about the injustice and the wickedness and the evil. See, when hip hop was created, we already knew who the enemy was. We never deviate from that. We deviate from it from now because they have switched the narrative. They said, man, we're not promoting and we're not funding any righteous, uplifting, speaking about problems, demanding solutions. We're not doing that. Similar to what we see now. See, if I came up with a podcast and the podcast was Shake Your Ass Podcast, and all I had was girls shaking their ass and dudes lusting for that, I'll be sitting on 100,000 views. I'll probably be 1 million subscribers right now. Probably. But because I'm doing and I'm standing on the political format that the art that black people brought forth, everything that we brought forth was to talk about the disadvantage, the lack of support, the lack of education, the racism, the hatred, the system going against the black man, the black woman, the black child. See, I remember, and I stick to the script. See, there's a script, there's a format, there's a blueprint. that we as colored people are supposed to follow and stand by. And they took it and they created the blue dollar, the blue money $100 bill, to take you away from the blueprint. So we more infatuated with the blue face, the blue $100, than paying attention to the blueprint that was laid out before us. A blueprint that was expressed by the Haitians when they got their independence. Was expressed by Marcus Garvey when he said we gotta get on these ships. Was expressed when you see Khalid Muhammad talking what he's talking, Malcolm X talking what he's talking, and all the foreign leaders, all the fallen soldiers, the Huey Newtons, the Fred Hamptons, these brothers that got the blueprint, a blueprint that was passed down from generation to generation to make sure that we as people never forget this. But they have compromised us and gave us, the blue face. Said, man, take the blue face. Don't worry about the blueprint. The blueprint, get the Jay-Z album if you want that. But the blue face overrides the blueprint. And then I'm going to give you celebrities that's professing that they got all the money in the world. They in their private jets showing off, flying money, and then these heathens get locked up, and then they're filing for bankruptcy and saying all of this is prop money. But it wasn't prop money when you was on these lives and on these computers and on the internet, degrading people, making fun of people, the have-nots, saying you broke ass niggas ain't on my level, boom, 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 boom. This is what the blue face have done. The blue face has override the blueprint. The blueprint is what we need to stay focused on. The blueprint also has the detoxification as well inside of it. Maybe you guys need to read the blueprint. See, I know the blueprint. The blueprint doesn't even need to be written. The blueprint needs to be watched, paid attention, jot down the positives, take out the negative, see what was working, see what was not, and then you create another blueprint for the next generation to come forth. So when the next generation, there's a level of freedom. But you guys really don't want that. You guys really don't want that. And like I told the sister when I was giving her the ride, I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why black people refuse to talk and step up and tell the world the truth is because of the sponsorship. They don't want to step on their sponsors' toes. Now you're gonna ask, well, who's the sponsor? Your sponsor is your job. See, I pay you to be a good slave. In order to maintain this pay or so-called salary, you have to be a good slave. You gotta come in on time. You gotta do your job. Listen more, talk less. You understand? You gotta accept all policies and procedures, no matter what it is. All mandates, no matter what it is. Gotta follow it. And as long as you're following it and you're not causing no problems, I will make sure that you're good. So you, your children, your wife, all of y'all can sleep good at night. It's the sponsorship. And we are so destroyed mentally. We are so afraid to work for ourselves and do our own thing. We are afraid. That's another part that's in the blueprint. Get yourself a copy of that blueprint. Matter of fact, if you need me to verbalize these blueprint, reach out to me on Instagram and I'll show you the blueprint. Within that blueprint, you were supposed to never forget what these heathens, these wicked ones, this factory has done to us. We were supposed to never forget that. I could never forget the dogs that was sick on my people because of the Jim Crow foolishness. I could never forget about the hose that was sprayed from the fire trucks. That's why you could never see me join the fire department. I would never forget. I would never forget the times when there was 4 little girls inside of a church and these wicked ones planted a bomb and blew it up and killed these innocent children. I will never forget about the bomb that was dropped on those in Philadelphia, all because they wanted to uphold that blueprint. I won't forget what you guys did, how you demonized Huey Newton, how you demonized Fred Hampton, how you did all this evil to people that was only following the blueprint. And it's sad that in 2023, you still won't allow people to bring forth the blueprint. Still won't allow us. Still come and harass us. You harass me. You threaten me. You give me verbal warnings. You ban. You suspend my channel. You won't allow me to reach certain people. You will promote girls shaking their ass. Bands would make her dance. You will rather show women showing off their bodies, shaking their ass. No strike, no community guidelines, nothing. But the minute somebody like myself bring forth the blueprint and talk to black people, I'm hit with this. Oh, it goes against that. Oh, you're giving a verbal warning. Oh, you on the verge of losing your channel, losing your page. I hear it all. And the question that I ask is, what am I saying that's so wrong? I'm not shooting nobody. I'm not dropping bombs on nobody. I'm not forcing people to take medical nonsense. I'm not doing nothing. Only thing that I'm doing is trying to uplift the black man and the black sister. But that blueprint, man. See, the blueprint has what it takes to take down the factory. They know that. So they must take away the blueprint and give you the blue face. See, for the blue face, I'll catch a case. For the blue face, I'll shoot your face. For the blue face, I will do a crime and live my life through faith. That's what the blue face has done. The blueprint is a reminder of what they are, who they are, what they've done, and what they are continuously doing in 2023 Matrix year. That's how we're going to rise. We're going to rise when we all get our hands on that blueprint. And we read it, and we study it, and we dissect it. We process it and dissect it. And we take the good, and we remove the things that failed. We remove it, and we stand 10 toes down. In the same way these heathens operate in secrecy, maybe it's about time we do the same thing. It's a secret to society. All we ask is trust. It's a secret to what we trying to do, and we gotta do it in secret because they gun gon' bust. They don't have no problem seeing little children get touched. It's like a blood rush. You feel me? This is what they do. This is what they do. But that's how we gonna come back to the top, is by opening that blueprint, reading it, and studying it again. The war is never over. The war will continuously happen until, I repeat, until the black man is set free. This world right now, you see everything that's going on in the world, all the chaos you can imagine, the deaths, the volcanoes, the earthquakes, everything happening. Boop, 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 boop. Simultaneously, back to back like Drake. All of these things is happening. Why? And it's gonna continue to happen until who? Until the real rightful rulers of this world are back in their position. And those rulers are the black and brown people. This is a fact. Under their rule, you've seen the chaos of the world. You're feeling it. You're living it. And it's only gonna get worse. Wait until these AI robots start coming around and start monitoring your communities. When police officers is no longer needed. They're already doing it now. You see the defunding and all that? They're doing it now. You guys don't even know the direction where we're heading. You guys don't even know it. When that man said that by 2030, nobody shall own nothing, they're not playing. Listen, you can even right now you can go on these apps and have a subscription. You can't even buy to own no more. Everything is a subscription. Annually, we're taking this out of your account. Listen, me having an iPhone, I'm telling you, the iPhone is probably the most expensive phone I have ever had in my life. You think you're paying for one thing, they taking money for another. Not to mention you got your phone bill, then you got the internet. You got so much things that's coming out. Every month I spend at least, and if I'm lying, I'm flying. Every month I spend at least $150 on my iPhone alone. Facts. iTunes, iMovies, all of these stuff, gotta pay. And it's not pay one fee and own, everything's a subscription. It's by design. But you guys don't listen to me. You guys listen. The blueprint, man. And things can be done. We can fix this. The question is, do you wanna fix it? Do you wanna be fixed? Do you wanna be detoxified? Do you wanna detox? Do you wanna go against and stand up to your sponsors? Are you willing to? Are you ready? Or are you too afraid? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid to go broke? Be homeless? Or are you afraid to die because you know that the life that you live and what you do will determine where you go when you say night night? Listen, I'm gonna leave it as that. I hope brothers and sisters take heed and understand what I'm talking about. We can rise. We shall rise. And those that do rise are those that found the blueprint and is reading it and is dissecting it. Those that will die are those that prefer the blue face. It's your brother man from the motherland. I came to you guys live. And for those that don't know who I am Mr. Keep My Foot on you heathens, you Heroes, and the newly installed Heathenites next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Let the Father say it one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at you. One.